the tide is just going down. That's why it's all wet here. Fish are trying to come and eat whatever is coming from the beach. So flinging it way too far doesn't make any sense. But we're gonna prove that theory today. So which one is gonna get the first hit? So we have a little test here because my neighbor is throwing all the way far down there. I'm just throwing it right at the edge of the sandbar. If you look out there, you're gonna see there's where the water starts changing color. Very important to keep one of these because you want to keep the beach clean. And if you're going to be fishing in the same place and then you throw out junk out there, guess what? Next time when you come in and you get yourself snagged, you're most probably going to be snagged on your junk. How do I catch more fish when I come to the beach? So we're testing 3 theories here. So what we've noticed is that every time when you come fishing, there are a lot of new people that come in, and what they do is they copy whatever they see their neighbor doing or somebody who's very close, from the, let's say, from the gear that they're going to be using, to the bait, to how far they're going to need to cast, and generally everything, because they assume the other people that have many rods coming here are experts. But today we're trying to do a small beginner's tutorial, especially for people fishing in the beach. The 3 types of bait, the gizzards, so chicken liver on this one, and then I have 2 types of shrimp. One is the shrimp that I kept for salt, so it makes it very hard, and the other one was just normal. First rod over there, we're going to be using it for live bait. This one we're using it to test different type of bait. So far there's a chicken gizzard in there. I've had some bites, but nothing is really taking it. So that one we've put in chicken liver. We're also going to change here and put small pieces of catfish. And then those 2, the one furthest is also small pieces of shrimp. We're using a number 16 hooks, the 3 hook drop, and we're putting salted shrimp. So we took off the scales and then salted them in the evening yesterday in preparation for today. The one here, we are not salting. We didn't salt that. The hooks are roughly the same. Not roughly, they're exactly the same size. It says number 16. Everybody down here is throwing all the way, trying to get it as if you're trying to throw to the either to the middle of the channel, or maybe to throw to the other side. But we're just coming out of a high tide. So if you can look at the beach when you come here, you're gonna see when it's muddy and there's little puddles of water, that means you're just coming out of a high tide. The water is receding. Right? So fish are gonna be coming closer to shore because they're trying to eat all the stuff that has been washed from the beach. Right? So don't cast way too far. Now if you do that, if they start eating the stuff that is coming from shore, the bigger fish are gonna be coming closer also because they're trying to eat those small fish. So that's the deal. So those 2, now we're gonna cast. I'm gonna cast those, and I'm not casting them too far. Again, I'm just casting like 4 or 5 meters, right? Just at the edge where you see the same bar, and after that it goes deeper. So we're throwing just before we get to that, or just over that. It doesn't matter, as long as it's close enough. So here we threw an underwater camera to see what was happening under the water, right in the spot that we had casted on. As we suspected, there was a lot of fish that were feeding right in that spot. Oh, ready. Fish on. Okay. Fish on already. Ta-da! 3 fish. The one with the salt. So no need to throw very far, just throwing very close is gonna be good enough. Neighbor is still throwing way down there. so far I haven't seen anybody else catching, and the number of people is increasing. They're all flinging them down there. These little fish are a nightmare. I mean, they eat a lot and you can't use them for anything. They're not even live bait. Nothing eats them. This one is not bait. Definitely preference for the salt. There is a fish over there. So the ones with the salt are getting hit more than one without. And same type of fish. So all of the fish that are here are bream. See, don't cast too crazy. Don't copy the next guy who's standing next to you. If you look from here, I think it's about 1, 2, 3, 4 meters. Okay, that's where the sandbar ends. And then soon after that, it gets dark. The watercolor changes. So what's happening here as it changes, there's grass and stuff like that, and it becomes deeper. And if you cast just at that line, you're getting much better bites and flinging it all the way down there. So by keeping a camera down there, an underwater camera, in this case we're using a goldfish camera, I mean, you can actually see how far these fish are and what type of fish you have down there and what they're doing. This was just close to the separation between the deep and the shallow water, and that's where they were concentrated on, or at least, I mean, that's where we saw the fish. We threw the camera a little bit further and started pulling it, and we started seeing the fish. And this was in that spot that we said the separation between the shallow and the deep. Look at that. There. Yellow spotted trevally. Nice. This is really nice bait if you're in deep sea. So that's our bait. Lots of that. So now take out this and put the bait and wait and see. Honestly, with the heat on this day, I wasn't looking forward to catching big fish, and the idea of the video also was just to do a tutorial. Okay, again, we're not gonna cast any crazy, because if you do that, the bait is gonna die. So just like so. There. What do we have here? I hope it's not Mr. Spiky. Yeah, it's this one, not Mr. Spiky. That's nice. Everything is spilled out by the tide, not by what I intend to do. I have to read what is there and then respond to that. Like right here, look at this. The bait is just right here, like there. See that? And that's the exact type of bait that we're looking for. The fish that we're trying to catch is running away from the monsters that are in the deep. So it's right here. Look at that, look at that. Look at how crazy this is. And there's the fish. It's not far, and that's a release. So the sandbar is from here to there, just after that, not too far, just like so. And then, but you have to move away because they're trying to come and eat small fish that are right here on the beach. So there you go. Not too crazy, not too far. You just thought of leaving this one in here. You can see a flatfish that comes in and buries itself. And if you didn't see it jumping there, you wouldn't guess that there was any fish down there. And then it gets spooked by something that comes along, and then it flips out and comes out. So next time when you come here, don't be fooled by distance. It's not about the distance, it's about what is happening around the beach. What is happening? Is it low tide? Is it high tide? Is tide moving? Is it too hot? Is it not? Where is it deep? Where is it shallow? So you have to read the situation. So this applies to all fishing on the shore, all of it. It's about reading the situation. Look at that, right? I've been quiet, I've been standing here, and the fish are coming right here because they are looking for food. So that's why, just there, that's it. The only problem is sometimes you start having a lot of problems with spiky fish. That's where it gets annoying. So distance, number one. Number two, read the situation. Number three, the type of bait that you use. Of which, what we've seen here is that shrimp, you take out the scales on the shrimp, salt it, don't salt it. If you want to keep it for a long time, then salt it. When you salt the bait, that means you can use it for a very long time. You don't have to throw it when you go back. And of the two rods, this was salted, this was not salted. I think 90% of the fish that we caught was on the salted. Hi, how are you?
How are you doing?
I'm good.
It's a little bit dry today.
Yeah. So those three simple things will get you a lot of fish when you come here. If you notice, neighbor has moved positions now and he's not casting too far. A lot of fish, huh? Huh? Yeah. They're all here, yeah.
I'm just happy I'm not going empty-handed.
Yeah. Yeah. That's always good. If you read the situation, there is no way you're gonna go home empty-handed. That's why it's very important before you leave home, you just check, or the previous day, just check the tide. So open your web browser, type in tide charts Abu Dhabi, and then you can pick the first one, and then scroll down. It shows you the tides, high tide, what time the tide is going to be, but you need to check the date. So this one is showing for Tuesday. It shows you the wave heights and all that. So what you're interested in is the tide chart Abu Dhabi, and then I normally go fishing on Saturday, so I expand on this one. And then it shows me the high tide is going to be at 3:22 a.m. The lowest tide is gonna be at 9:29, and then there's another high tide, which is the highest tide, is gonna be at 3:47 p.m. So this is high tide in the afternoon. A problem during this time in Abu Dhabi is because it's way too hot. So at this point, the water is very hot, so it doesn't make any sense to try and go fish there. You will catch fish, but not as much as you come here because it's cooler and the fish are hungry and they're still eating. So the best time to come is from that time, during this time when from high tide and the time the tide is moving. The lowest tide point usually is a problem. As the tide starts moving up again, see, water moves as it swishes on the beach. It's like it's sweeping and bringing in stuff, sweeping and bringing in stuff. A lot of birds and a lot of insects that would have been on the beach, leaving the droppings and stuff like that. All those things start going into the water, and they bring a lot of small fish to the edge of the water as they start eating those things. And when it does that, brings in a lot of activity towards the shore. See when the tide is going to be high, when it's going to be low, and that informs your strategy. Again, for the bait, there's this shallow end, there's the deep end. So just after the shallow end, that's too far. After the shallow end, that's where you cast. Just there. Wait for this. 1, 2, 3. Look at that already. See, that's how it works with the bait. Just right here. But this doesn't look like bait. This is bigger than bait. Again, just right. That's too far. Here. Okay. There. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't think I still have bait. No, it was there already. Yeah. That's how easy it is to catch fish in Amin Beach. There is a lot of fish here, a lot. You just need to know what you're doing. Hi.
Have a video, have a website?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that the Angel's Tail?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yes.
That's your website?
Yeah, that's my website.
Anglers.
Anglers Tail. Yeah.
Check it out then.
Thanks. Now the other thing, don't fling live bait way too far, okay? Because you shock it and it dies. Alright? So live bait. Again, remember, the fish are trying to chase the big fish are chasing the small fish that we're catching on the beach. Alright? And if you stand close by, you see fish being spooked. Once in a while, you see masses of fish just running away in one direction. That means it's something big that is coming out there, and they're just getting out of the way. So that's what I'm trying to get. The sorted is, it stays on the hook longer. You just bite your bait, salt it, and when you're done at the end of the day, you don't throw your bait away. You just peg it again, put it in on ice, and that's it. Both of them are already eating. Look how crazy it is. You don't have to wait a long time and you start getting bites already. I am on my way home. I have been fishing, I think, from around 5:30, and the activity was really good. Problem now is it's way too hot. Temperature wise it's about 38. The other days when we fish here, the temperature will be roughly about, it can go up to 42, 44. But today it's very humid and it's seriously hot. So we've had to stop. But as I said in the morning, this was going to be a tutorial for beginners, which means some of the points you need to consider when you come fishing. Number one, as you saw, don't cast too far, right? There is no point. If you're a beginner, don't cast too far, right? Just cast 4-5 meters from shore is good enough, right? Rule of thumb is where the shallow water meets the deeper water, where you have a drop, try and cast there. You can cast on the deeper side, or you can cast on the shallow side, but that's a very good place to cast. Secondly, don't use these giant hooks. People come here hoping that they're gonna catch these trophy fish. No, this is a beach. It's not like the other beaches in other places, in other countries where people catch these giant fish. This is a chad. There's a lot of queenfish, yes, and in some cases you can get kingfish and croaker, but it's not in season now. Even the breams are not as big. So the hooks, I advise that you use hook number 26. That's gonna be good enough. And then for the bait, early in the morning we use bait that is shrimp that was soaked in salt water, like a lot of salt. The point for doing that is to make it a little bit tougher so that it becomes easy to stay on the hook. I think you might have seen one of the people that was fishing close to us when they started. He was casting a very long distance. He changed his casting distance, and as a result he ended up catching a lot of fish, right? Which is what all beginners want when we come to an image. So I hope these tips are gonna be helpful. Do not come and copy everything that you see other people doing. A lot of people that come to the beach here to fish, a lot of people have no experience of fishing. Okay, they had somebody and they saw somebody, and when they come here, there's this very big hooks, the 3-hook drop. I mean, it's easy to get this from the fishing market, fishing shop, but these are very big hooks, and as a result, the fish that you're trying to get, I mean, that hook can't even fit in the fish's mouth. I advise 26, size 26, right, or thereabout. I hope next time when you come, you can take into account, try these tips for yourself. Next time when you come, try it yourself. You might actually have a good time, and you might enjoy fishing here and catch a lot of fish. I think we're going to be doing a number of these techniques, especially for beginners. I'm not here to explain to the experts. That's not the point. But the beginners that are trying to enjoy themselves on the beach, try these tips for yourself, see how it works. You can do modifications here and there, but when you come, try and read the situation. Right? Try and read the situation, try and understand that is it high tide, is it low tide, is the tide moving back, is the tide moving up. The best time is when it's moving back. High tide plus when it's moving back. And then cast that distance that I'm talking about. If it's more than 5 meters that is shallow, then no need to cast to the deep end. Just cast at the edge of that. Try casting at the edge of the shallow. You can see it because the water changes color. Right? So I hope this is going to be helpful to other people. And now I have to drive home. I'm tired. So until we meet again on the next one, like, share, subscribe, and ciao ciao.